What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you are not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the blaze and get into this reality chat. Listen, we got to get into this because it's so funny. Because I just did a reality chat earlier today where I was discussing the scene between Hotel and Melody and how he's just so freaking delusional and crazy, and how he was sitting there having this conversation that Melody had already checked out of before she even showed up, to be honest. So I was just like, this is what Arionne wants when he clearly isn't claiming her and is still to this day hoping to reclaim the relationship with Melody. So now, listen, I'm not saying that Martell, Hotel, Holiday Inn follows my YouTube content, podcast content, and heard what I had to say, because I'm quite sure there's a plethora of other people and content creators that have discussed this subject, as well as in the comment section on Instagram and other places. So I know that he's been getting it left, right, and center. So somebody like him, he just can't take it. He can't take the heat. And now he's trying to call other people out instead of just laying in the ditch that he dug, that he doesn't want to be in, and was hoping to be able to have Melody in that ditch that he dug. And he will forever be there because he refuses to repent, take accountability. You can't say, I'm sorry. Because one, yeah, we know you're a sorry individual, but saying I'm sorry and you're not meaning it, it means nothing. You know, repentance is a change of heart, a change of mind and actions, and a change of ways, and realizing the error of your ways and not repeating those things over and over again. So we know that he lives in an unrepentant state, right? And he can never admit his wrongdoings. And instead of just laying in that and accepting it and just taking the relationship that is left, which is Melody is the mother of my children and now ex-wife. She is no longer my wife, but we had a relationship at one point in time that I miss. And so because she is the mother of my children and I claim to love my children, I'm going to do my best to respect her as well, even though she has no respect for me at this point in time. He always tries to make her look horrible, make her look like someone that she's not, calling her a hoe and all this other stuff, and implying that she's done things and been sleeping around and all the other things that he has said and done over these past several seasons, not just before they got divorced, but during the marriage, when she decided to opt out and finally got out, and since that point in time. So now he can't take it, and he's trying to call out the show and letting people know that what we saw was fake. And we know he's a fake person, but he is not an actor, you know? You're not Denzel Washington. Hell, you're not even Flex Alexander from Homeboys and Outer Space. Like, you are not an actor, okay? We know you're a liar. And we know actors, they play parts and they're living out someone else and playing a character, which some people may see as living a lie, but they're doing that as their career. Reality TV is supposed to be real life. So now he's claiming that it's fake and they're actors. So he posted this to his stories to respond to all the people that are just letting him know how ridiculous he looked in that scene. And they don't know what it's going to be until it airs and they view it along with us, honestly. So they know what they have done and they know what they have filmed, but they don't know what winds up on the cutting room floor. And yeah, we know sometimes scenes, they may not play exactly the way it was filmed. We definitely understand that because they're putting all of this content that they have filmed into about 42 minutes that's, without the commercials for an episode. So we're not going to see everything. But I can guarantee you that what they gave us was exactly what it was. There may have been some scenes in that we didn't see. We may not have seen every single word that was said, sure, but you're not going to sit here and try to make it seem like what you said wasn't what you meant and somebody put you up to it. So here's what he had to say. I don't want her back! Exclamation mark. This scene is me playing team ball! Exclamation mark. I was asked to meet with Melody and Carlos called me after me telling the other producers, quote, I'm not taking her flowers. She got me in court saying I'm abusing my kids. Now she has merchandise saying she's against abuse. Laughing emoji. She tried to get me. Carlos begged me to take her effing flowers, talking about the Holts need to take the show back. My only question was, y'all talk with Melody? The answer was yes. Okay, let's pause right there for a moment. See, this is how much of a liar he is. And liars, they can't remember everything that they've said prior and don't even really know what they're going to say next. It just depends on what the questions that are asked of them. He says he asked production, y'all talk with Melody? When he says that Carlos begged him to take her effing flowers. But remember how he was saying that Melody, she acts like they're not in a good place when they're around other people, but when no one else is around, they are fine and they're speaking and this and that and the other. But Melody, she was showing us that she's not in a good place with him. She doesn't communicate with him, but he said that they speak. But when she is around the others and him at the same time, she tries to make it seem like they're not in a good place, but they are. So if that was the case, then why would he have to ask production if they have talked to Melody about this first before meeting up with her and him taking her the effing flowers, like he says, that Carlos begged him to do? So look, liar. Anyway, continuing. So I was down. But just like you were delusional about at SAF, and I'm assuming that's somebody attached to the show or maybe somebody that knows the both of them, wanting you back, it's the same over here. Okay, at SAF, maybe I'm assuming that is somebody that she had dated at some point in time. I don't know. Irrelevant. But just how petty he is, he chooses to tag that person. So that's what he was doing. And that person is probably like, Nene, now why am I in it? I ain't even said nothing. Anyway, continuing. The frustration you see on my face is her, not capital, doing what the producer said she was going to do. All this bleep is definitely for TV. We're actors, exclamation mark. Again, pause. Nigga, you ain't an actor. You are not an actor. I know you think that you are the caliber of somebody who is deemed as an actor, but you're not. You're not even a Z-list actor. You are on a reality television show, and you're luckily on that because you don't even deserve to be there. Okay? Then he says, we continue. Carlos, don't delete this. Let's have a real conversation. See how stupid he is? This is on his Instagram story. How is Carlos going to delete his Instagram story? And how much of a coward he is. He didn't post this as a post on his Instagram page, right? Which is what he could have done. And if he had the balls, what he should have done, if he's trying to call out production and trying to let people know how fake that scene was. But no, you put it on your Instagram story where it's only going to last for 24 hours, or you can just go and delete it. Even if he put it as a post, he could go and delete it as well. We know that. But yeah, he chose to put it on his Instagram story instead of putting it on his Instagram feed. Continuing. I might be getting a phone call to fire me after this comment. Sorry, but you guys are not going to continue to villainize me, make me out to be an abuser, a stalker, or making it seem like I want Melody back. I'm done with y'all making me out to be something I'm not. Film my real life or don't film me at all. Well, bye, girl. Bye. Because nobody's begging, to my knowledge, nobody's begging you to be here. I'm not saying that Carlos doesn't want him there, because clearly, in my personal opinion, the only reason why he's still there is because Carlos likes him. But I highly doubt Carlos is begging him to be there, especially when those of us who have eyes to see and ears to hear can see that Carlos spends more time talking about Bravo TV shows, Bravo celebrities, and other people on other reality shows and the other projects that he is doing, as well as focusing on his YouTube channel and interviewing other people, than he really, puts the time into his own baby that he has been doing from the beginning since leaving Bravo, which is Love and Marriage Huntsville. So I'm quite sure he's not sitting there begging him to stay, and definitely not begging him to take Melody, like he says, effing flowers. Why would Carlos care that much? I really don't believe him at all. And I would love to see Carlos respond to this and see what he has to say, because we know Carlos loves to talk. But we'll see what comes of it, because I really don't know. But it's almost like he's calling Carlos and the producers to the carpet to say, look, I'm screwing around with a bunch of chicks, including my baby mama. So show me doing that, because I'm tired of y'all trying to pit me in this situation with Melody where people are always going to see me as the villain. And honestly, I can agree on a level with it being not him and Melody, because honestly, I'm sure Melody doesn't want to have anything to do with him when it comes to filming anyway. So I can get with him on that. But no, I don't believe that his baby mama chicken, the side chicken, deserves to be on the show either, because clearly that's what she's always wanted. Since we have seen her step onto the scene at the Tasha K Studios to do that interview years ago, and it's just been continual, in my opinion, harassment, thinking that she can troll her way onto the show. And I'm tired of it. So no, I don't want to see him on there anymore with Melody and scenes like this, because honestly, I just don't want it for her. I could care less about his feelings and him so-called being made to look like the villain, because the show isn't doing that. He's done that all on his own. He's done that from the moment he stepped his bald-headed, bold, narcissistic butt onto the scene on this show to tell his then wife, now ex-wife, but forever the mother of his 4, like he loves to say, beautiful children, that she needed to keep their business in the household. And then she said, well, you should have kept your penis in the household. And I love the fact that Melody had stepped out of that and just said, enough is enough. I am done. Sign the papers. Like my favorite scene ever from that show. Ever. I'm just like, that is forever etched in my mind and on the tablet of my heart, because I felt that with every fiber of my being. Actually, that may be the second. The first one, I believe, is when she threw the glass at him when she was drinking mimosas when they were at Nell and Chris's house. And he had the nerve to be sitting there talking about how this other chicken is satisfying him and doing this and doing that or whatever, and pleasing him. And she just was like, look, nigga, she just got up and threw that glass. So that's my favorite. The second favorite is when she yelled at him to sign the effing papers, okay? But yeah, the show making him out to be the villain, he's done that all on his own. And it's absolutely ridiculous that he feels so entitled to believe that they should showcase his real life when we're going to see Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, rolling up to the house, courtesy of Melody, paying for food for him to feed the children that he claims he can't afford to feed. And that's a lie, because what is he doing with the checks that he's getting from being on the show where he claims to be an actor? Because what else are you doing for a living? Because he refuses to go and fill out that application to go work at Home Depot or Lowe's. Like I've said on a multitude of times when I've talked about him, to say, go and get some other work in your downtime. Get some other checks so you can feed your kids and you can live a modest lifestyle. Because what you had before, like he talked about in that conversation with Melody, talking about they had a successful marriage. No, he was married to someone who was successful. And by proxy, he reaped the benefits of that while they were still married. Now that that is no longer, now he is a pauper and he can't stand it. And that's why he's so mad. That's why he's so bothered. That's why he's so upset when she said, well, I've got a flight to catch. And he just could not take it. So now he's talking about the show is just continuously making him out to be the villain. Again, cannot take accountability for anything that he has said and done. He will forever be the villain because he will never repent for what he has done and turn from his wicked ways and move forward. Period. He can't even fake it. So just for this moment, the show aired on Saturday, and here we go a couple of days later, he's going off in his stories talking about how the show is making him out to be the villain. He don't want her back, and Carlos begged him to bring her flowers. But nigga, even if that were the case, which I don't believe, Carlos or production didn't tell you to put the ring on that Melody bought for you in 2008. They didn't tell you to say, I'm manifesting because I want to be married again, and trying to insinuate that the ring that she had on was a ring that he bought for her, and talk about, yeah, I see you got the memo. Like they're on the same page about getting back together. When she was just like, nigga, you're lucky I'm here right now. And you're also lucky that your debit card went through for the chump change that these 2 T's cost you, because I was quite sure that the card was going to be declined. You know, like, he is absolutely insane. So I find it comical. I really would love to know if Carlos responds to this, but we shall see. I'm thinking he's probably going to ignore it. You know, the reunion has already been filmed. That's going to be coming out the first part next week. And so, yeah, fire him. We all would love to see it. Nobody is sitting here clamoring to see Hotel on their TV screens every Saturday when the show is coming on. Nobody's sitting there waiting to see him. Nobody is curious to see what he has going on because, one, he doesn't have anything going on. And even if he did, no one would be interested in it. No one was interested in the wine. No one was interested in the children's book that he did, which was just to play on the emotions of women to make it seem like he's this doting father and he was trying to make the marriage work, and this evil mother, this evil ex-wife, she refused to bring the children to the book signing when he purposely did it on the weekend that she had custody of the children. You know, like doing things like that on purpose. Like he could have chosen another date when he knew that he had the joint custody arrangement and the kids were going to be in his care. Just, you know, doing things on purpose to make her look like she is making it hard for him to be a father so that it can play on the hearts and he is not the brightest bulb in the box, but he's not stupid. And he knows of what he is doing, and he's doing it to try to play on the heartstrings of women who may have a nothing ass, you know, N-word for a father of their child, a baby daddy, if you will, an ex-husband, and they're not doing, you know, right by the children. So it's like to put something in them against Melody and say, well, shoot, if I had a man like that wanted to be, you know, like it's all to just play against Melody. So Melody was absolutely right when she had that conversation with him at that scene, that now he is so despising and he's calling out as fake and he's an actor and it was all something that they conjured up for the sake of the ratings or whatever. Listen, that's not how reality TV works. Yes, they say, okay, you're going to meet with this person. We would like for you to talk about this subject, but they don't tell you what to say and they don't make you do anything. And honestly, you can choose to opt out. You don't have to do it. But he's just a liar overall. And I just wanted to talk about that because I just thought it was so funny when I just talked about this earlier today. And here we go this evening. Now he's calling it out saying that it was fake and he doesn't want her back. Yeah, right. If you're saying that you might get a call to get fired, how about you just quit? Don't be like people on those jobs when you see those scenes on television. You can't fire me because I quit. Don't wait for them to fire you. Just quit. Be gone. Bye-bye. Good riddance. So anyway, y'all let me know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for being here, liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.